Rick Lilley here for Journeyman Guitar. You know, one of my good friends called me and asked me a question about some cymbal that he saw for the song The Weight by the band. And he said that the chord was an A diagonal slash A flat, which would really never happen. And I told him, I said, I think that the copyist that wrote this down, or the guitar player that tried to figure it out, was just incorrect in how he labeled it. This notation, when you have a diagonal slash, means that the note to the right side of the slash is the bass note in this case. That is the lowest note in the chord. In a general sense, the lowest note in the chord is the root of the chord, but sometimes there are some exceptional situations where we're playing a bass line under, say, for example, an A, where we may be playing an A and a G sharp, or A flat, as this guy thought, F sharp, etc. But I think it's important to understand the relationships when you have these moving bass notes. They're real common in popular music. And let me just say this, in a general sense, whenever you have a chord with a a diagonal slash and a note to the right of it, that means that the chord is considered inverted. That means something other than the bass note, the low note, something other than the root is the bass note. Anyway, usually the most common inversion of chords is the third on the bottom. Now, if you've got any history playing the guitar or in music in a general sense, we know that chords are made of three notes: the first, the third, and the fifth note of the chord of the scale that is relative to it. The first, the third, and the fifth notes together are called the triad. Anyway, if we were talking about A, since A's third, here's an A chord, my fat two-finger version of it. That's where the third is in the chord. How do I know? Because when I compare the A major to A minor, the note that moves is the third. So we would deduce, since this is a B string, that since C is a half step higher than B, and C sharp is a half step higher than C, that C sharp is A's third, and C is A minor's minor third. Well, similar situation, here we're going with the weight. The chords in the song go A, C sharp minor, D, or D, whatever you prefer, which version. And then back to A. Here's the refrain. Six beats. 1, 2, 3, 4. Put the load right on me. Now that little deal that I just played, made of inversions, etc., was A. Now here's an E chord. E's third is a G sharp. But I can put a G sharp on the bottom of this chord. You'd see the notation as E diagonal slash G sharp. This is an E with a G sharp on the bottom. E's third, the third note in the triad. Played like this, doesn't sound too good by itself, but when I play it from A, E with a G sharp bass, F sharp minor, E, D, it sounds like a big bass melody. Put the load right on me. There's the rest of the song. There's the refrain. The Weight. This is Rick Lilley from Journeyman Guitar. Take some lessons. Figured out how to play this thing. It's not that tough. Talk to you later.